Hello, legends of the internet. Starfish 5 Legend here. Welcome back, everybody, to Farmtorials, a series of episodes where I make every single farm in Minecraft. Let's go into Labs here and see what farm we're making today. Thank you all for your suggestions in the comments of the previous video. The two requested farms were a villager trading hall and a bee farm. Let's press the button and see which one we're doing. And it looks like it's going to be a bee farm. Let me get working on it. Now, with a bee farm, the best place to build it is in the end, because that way the bees don't know if it's day or nighttime, so they won't all clump up in the daytime or all go to sleep during nighttime. They're always just producing honey. So, we need to go to the end. Luckily for me, I have a secret end button. Here we go. And now we're in the end. Now I'm going to build up a design here that I can show you all. Okay, I've built up a bee farm here that's pretty simple. This is basically the same design that I used on Titancraft. It's inspired by Ilmango's stuff that he did. So basically you just have the bees in here working away, and then they go into their hives, produce the honey or honeycomb, and then you can get honey or honeycomb. This is roughly about an hour of AFK, so this farm doesn't produce a whole lot, but it is expandable. You can expand it to as big as you want. So if you want a ton of honeycomb and honey, then you can just make it bigger. Anyways, let's get on to the tutorial. These are the materials that you will need to create this bee farm. The campfires will be used when breeding the bees in order to make it so you can collect honeycomb from them without them being angry at you. You can use any type of planks, any type of building block, any type of slab, any type of glass, any type of one high flower. You cannot use any of the two high flowers like rose bushes, sunflowers, or peonies. You will then need 7 shulkers full of shears and 7 shulkers full of glass bottles. You'll need a hoe to hoe down the dirt to create farmland, and then a silk touch pickaxe. To start this farm off, you're going to need to collect some bee nests as well as bees in them, so you can breed them up to make more bee hives and get a bunch of bees. So what you're going to want to do is go to different forests to find bee nests that appear in the wild. The best place to find bee nests are in flower forests. See, there's already one right here. So you can go up to it here and see any bees and make sure to lead them. Once you have 2 on there like that following you, you could then break their hive with this silk touch pickaxe. Then you can build a little house for them. That way they can't escape. So just build 3 blocks like this, and then do that on each side. Once you have the 4 walls built up, you can build a roof on top. Then you'll want to place down some torches that you can see in here. Then place down the bee nest that you got. Then go ahead and unlead these bees and breed them. Once you have your baby bee, go ahead and place a building block in front of the bee nest and then a flower somewhere in here. That will make it so they can pollinate and then go into the nest, but then they can't get out. So now you just need to wait for them to pollinate and go into the nest. You might just want to throw down a couple more flowers if they keep not wanting to pollinate. There we go. Now he's pollinated and he went in. Now you can use your silk touch pickaxe to break it and get it into your inventory. Now you can break down this little hut that you built and repeat that process 3 more times. So you'll have a total of 4 bee nests. So you find the beehive, there's one right there. You locate the bees. There's also one right here. There should be quite a bit of bees near me. There's one up there. Let's go ahead and lead it. Let's make sure we can find one more. There we go. Lead that one as well. Now we can go ahead. Oh, there's another bee as well. Perfect. Let's lead that one. and then silk touch that beehive. And then let's see if we can find one more bee, because we have perfect one more bee. Let's go over and lead this guy and grab their hive as well. Now we have 4 bees lead. Let's make them up a little house so we can trap them in their hives forever, or for the time being at least. There we go. Now we have all 4 of them in here. We can unlead them and then breed them up. So we'll have a total of 6 bees. Perfect. Then we can place down the 2 hives that we got. Place blocks in front of those hives. Then place some flowers. So if they're not pollinated, they can get pollinated. So sometimes this will happen where you'll have another bee that's floating outside and he won't go into another hive. That's because these hives are actually already full. So you can just break these hives with your silk touch and then move on. You can lead this bee for the next one as well. Now we have 3 of the 4 hives. We need just 1 more. So the whole process is find a hive, mine that hive with silk touch, find 2 bees that go to that hive, lead those 2 bees, make a hut around them to trap them in so they can't escape, unlead the bees, breed them up to get 3 bees, place the hive down, place a flower down so the bees can get pollinated, place a block in front of the hive so when the bees go in, they cannot come out, then wait until all 3 bees have gone into the hive, break the hive with your silk touch, and move on. Now, you can keep doing this and get even more nests. The more nests you get, the easier the next step will be. I would recommend at least having 4. After you have your 4 bee nests, or more if you decided to get more, you'll need to make up a little breeder hut. So go ahead and find a pretty empty area like this and build a 6 by 8 little hut. Just like that, 6 blocks by 8 blocks. And you're going to want to make it 2 high. Then you're going to want to put a roof on top. Place some torches in for some lighting. Place a crafting table down. Then you're going to take your bee nests and you're going to break these 4 blocks here. Place campfires down. Then place the bee nests on top of the campfires with flowers in front of them. Just like that. Now the next thing that you're going to need to do is wait for the bees to come out of the nest, and then you're going to breed the bees together more and wait for them to produce honey. So you can use shears to collect honeycomb to make more hives. So breed them together once they come out, make some more babies, and now you can even give the babies some flowers to increase their growth rate. And then you just have to do a lot of waiting. You can, while you're waiting for them to be able to breed again or to create honey, you can go out and find more hives and do what we did earlier by trapping bees and getting them in the hives and bring them in here. Or you can just wait around and let the bees do their thing and slowly build this up. As you build it up, it'll go faster and faster. There we go. Once you have your first set of honey, you can use shears, shear the hive, to then get some honeycomb, and take it to this crafting table, use some planks, and make a beehive. Then you can come over to the next slot here, break that block, place down a campfire, place down the newly crafted beehive, and then a flower in front of it. And you're just going to repeat this process of breeding the bees up and collecting more honeycomb, make more hives, until you have all 16 hives in here and a ton of bees. To make this process go faster, make sure to sleep every night so the bees continue to work and produce more honey. If you don't sleep through the night, it will go slower. So be like B-dubs and go to sleep. Once you have a ton of bees and all the hives in, you want to wait till it's nighttime so all the bees can go into their hives and go to sleep. Once you get to the point where you still have, after it's been a nighttime for quite a while, you still have bees that are pollinated, roaming around, not going to any hives, that means these hives are all completely full. Good job. You've done the hardest part of the farm. Now you're going to take your silk touch pick and just go back through and mine them all up. Now you can just remove this temporary hut that you did here. And you can just let any leftover bees just roam free. And there we go. Now we can move on to the next step and move to the end. Okay, here we are in the end. You do not need to build this farm in the end, but it works a lot better while in the end. So to start off, you're going to build a chest just like this, and then hoppers coming out of it and go into the side like so. Then you're going to bring hoppers all the way down, and you're going to go 8 down. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on both sides. Then you're also going to do it on this side here, all the way down, and you're going to do it one further on this side. So it should look like that. Then now we're going to place in more hoppers. We're going to place in some facing into these hoppers, just like this. And like that. And just like that, you pretty much have your collection system already done. Now you can place building blocks along those, as well as build up a little bit here. Like that. Now you're going to want to build more building blocks along both sides of the hoppers here. And then build it 2 up. So it will look like that. Now we'll go back over here and add in 3 more blocks coming along each side here. And do the same on this side. Then you're going to go in here and place dispensers facing down towards the hoppers. So just like this. And you're going to do 8 of those on each side. So it should look like that when you're done. Now we're going to place more building blocks. I'm going to build it up just like that. Place one right there. And the same thing on this side. And then you're just going to want to connect them along that line there. You're then going to take some slabs and place them on these 2 hoppers, as well as these 2 hoppers. Now take more building blocks and build up from there. To cover that all up. And just like that. Now we can come in here and place slabs along all of this whole row here. You would then want to go out and build an infinite source of water. You can do so just like this. Then take from that source of water and fill in all 8 of those slabs. So it looks like that. Now you can place the dirt in. You place the dirt right on top of these hoppers and in the water. Like so. Now you can take more building blocks and place it on top of the water. Then take some more hoppers and put them running into the dispensers. Like that. Now you can place hoppers running into the last there and run a line all the way back down to the beginning here. Now place 2 chests on top of those. Then now take your carpet and place it on top of the dirt. This will prevent the bees from coming out of the hives right away. You're now going to put your beehives and bee nests in. It doesn't matter where you put the beehives or bee nests, but just put them in. Now you will need to break the carpet, then hoe the dirt under the carpet, and then place a flower on top. Break the carpet, hoe the dirt, place a flower. Break the carpet, hoe the dirt, place a flower. And you're just going to do this across the whole thing. Your bees might come out right away, or they might stay in a little longer, depending on when they went in before you broke the hive. And here they all come. Sometimes the bees can get in the way. That's okay. Just wait a little bit until some of them go back in. If you accidentally breed some of them, that's okay as well. There'll just be an extra bee in there. There we go. Now all the flowers are in and all the dirt's hoed down. This bee is just a leftover of one that I accidentally bred. Now for the next step, we're going to need to add the redstone. So behind each dispenser here, just put 8 comparators. Then go ahead and place building blocks like so. Place redstone dust on both of those blocks. Then you gotta use glass so it doesn't cut the redstone circuit right here. And then put building blocks connecting the glass to the other building blocks. Then go ahead and put redstone across this whole thing. Then repeat that same thing for this side. And just like that, you have your redstone wiring all done. Now the last step to completing your farm is just putting in the shears and the glass bottles. Now this is where your farm can vary. You can either just put in all shears if you just want honeycombs, or you can put in all glass bottles if you want just honey. I'm going to do half and half. I'm going to do shears on this side and glass bottles on this side. You do have to make sure that each slot is completely full. If each slot is not completely full, then honey can get stuck in the dispenser instead of going and getting collected by the hoppers below it. You also want to make sure each hopper here is full. And then the hoppers on the top as well. Then go ahead and fill this whole chest filled with bottles. And that will conclude all the bottles filled. Now, when one gets dispensed, I'll just take from here. Now what you can do is any of these redstone dust that are powered, you're going to need to remove and then place them back. That will activate the dispenser. Now that it has bottles in it, we'll shoot them down and collect the honey there. Now we can move on to the side with the shears. So the shears do not need to be fully filled. The dispensers will not collect the honeycomb if they're not fully filled. I'm just filling them full so I don't have to deal with it later. Plus, shears are pretty cheap. Then once you have all the shears in, do the same thing. Break any redstone dust that's activated on that block and place it down. That will shear all the honeycomb and collect it down here. And would you look at that? We already got our first honeycomb and honey. And just like that, your farm is pretty much completely done. Let's go back to Star Labs and check this one off the list. Okay, here I am back at Star Labs. And right here is the bee farm. Perfect. Let's check it off the list by pressing this button. And there we go. The bee farm has been completed. Thank you all so much for watching. Bees can be kind of a pain, so hopefully I could help you make sense of them all. Please, in the comments below, leave your suggestions for the next Farmtorials. And I want to say thank you to all of you. I just hit 20 subscribers. That means a lot. I love you all. Thank you so much for all the love. But make sure to have a great rest of your day.